Hi, I'm Anita. Let me show you how you can serve images using the REST plugin in MERLIC 5.6. For this, I prepared an application and I'm now going to share my screen with you. You can see this is a very simple application. Firstly, we acquire images and then using deep learning, we detect anomalies in the global context. How to use deep learning to detect anomalies in the global context is not the focus of this demonstration. However, if you want to learn more about it, please consult the MERLIC documentation. Now, the focus of this demonstration is how to serve images using the REST plugin. Remember the keyword images because in order to do so, we need to define an image as an MVApp result. Now, in this tool, you have as a result the displayed image, which is actually the image that you see here. To add it to MVApp results, right-click on the arrow next to it and click on Add to MVApp results. Let's name it Anomaly Image. The data type is image and click on Add. Now let's check this in the MVApp Parameters and Results tab. We can see that our result appears in the MVApp result table. Now, because we want to use this application in the runtime, as we said with the REST plugin, we need to define a recipe. For this, click on Save Recipe, choose the place and the name for your recipe and click on Save. Then save the recipe and that's it. Now let's prepare our application for the runtime. Open the runtime environment setup and go to the Recipes tab. Now you might already be familiar with this workflow, but we want to import a recipe into the Recipes tab. Let's select the recipe we just saved and set it as default. We want to set it as default because when we start MERLIC RTE, the recipe will automatically be prepared. Now let's go to the Communication tab and start MERLIC Communicator. MERLIC Communicator has started and we already added the REST plugin. We are not changing any configurations, so these are the default configurations. Let's start the plugin. Now we want to remember the address at which the built-in web interface is working at. So I selected the text and copied it. Now the last step is to start the MERLIC RTE. To do this, go to the Image Sources tab, close the MERLIC Creator, and now from here you can start MERLIC RTE. In a few seconds, the MERLIC frontend will also be started, and we can go to the next step. So we see now the MERLIC frontend is started. Let's open a browser and give the address to the REST server. And now we see the state machine of our system. Until now, there was nothing new in the presentation. Let's do a few single executions to see our application is working and go to the API docs. Now the API documentations are also not new in this MERLIC version. You can actually consult them in previous MERLIC versions as well. But what is new is when we go to the results category, we see we can now get image results for PNG images or for JPEG images. These methods can be used in your application when you are building your own REST client to display images from your MERLIC application. Let's try getting an image result for PNG. The very nice feature about the API documentation is that you can actually try each method out by clicking on Try it out under the method. Now let's say that we want to get the result ID 1, so the first image result that we get from the first execution, and data index is 0. We only have one image defined as result in this recipe, so this has the index 0. Let's click on execute and we see as a result we get the image corresponding to the first execution of our application. Now this is only one example of how you can use the REST methods in order to get images from your MERLIC application in your REST client. Additionally, with this new feature, we also provided a new example of a REST client. For this, open the MERLIC installation path, go to Examples, REST plugin clients, Web, and then Result Images. Open the web application where you can see all of the image results from your application. Now let's do a few single executions to see how our application works and switch back to the REST image endpoint example, and here you can see that the images results are automatically updated. And this is one example of how you can serve images using the REST plugin in MERLIC 5.6.